I've been thinking a lot lately about how we are standing in the way of our own happiness. I see it all around me, even in myself. But let's start with a little story time. A couple of months ago, my colleague, and now dear friend, said to me that she's thankful that I have shown her that she doesn't have to hide her love for the things she considers childish. I wasn't really sure what she meant, so I asked, and she told me that she's always loved stationery and coloring books, but in her mind those are for children only, and she's almost 30, so she pushed it aside. As you know, I am a big lover of stationery and all things art, so I talk a lot about it. She eventually realized that she was robbing herself of a lot of joy. That got me thinking, is this one of the reasons why are adults so sad? We are acting as if we have hundreds of years to eventually be ourselves, and it's as if we live forever. I know that this is such a corny thing to say, but it's true, we only have this one life. Well, it depends on your views, but either way, don't you want to enjoy it, live it for yourself? If you are not hurting anybody, why are you standing in the way of your own joy? It's as if joy and whimsy were reserved only for children. It's so weird that we are so afraid of being perceived as weird or childish or not adult enough. I guess we all consciously know how important it is to step outside our comfort zone, but it is harder to put into practice. But every time I get into this spiral of worry about what will people think of me or what if what I do will not be considered good enough, I just think to myself, at the end of it all, I would be only at peace if I know that I have lived my life fully, living by my own values and ideas. I don't want to keep myself small. How sad it is that some people look back at their life and see that they were living by someone else's rules, that they never even tried doing something they yearned to do. And, according to hundreds of studies and research, that's what hurts the most. That's what people regret the most. Not doing anything, not acting on anything. In other words, keeping themselves small. And as you could see in my little story time, when you're living your own life and being fully yourself, you really do inspire other people to try and do the same. I was almost teary-eyed when my friend talked about it, because we had a deep talk afterwards about this all, and now she listens to herself more. It's funny that to some it may look like a little small thing, but it's a snowball effect. You start with one thing and it accumulates. There were many times when I had to overcome my fear of being vulnerable, because I think that deep down this is what it is. When I started sharing my art, for example, and even these voiceovers, I was terrified that all people would hear is my Slovak accent. But each and every time I was so glad that I chose to do it. I guess that more and more people are realizing this, and that's why trends like Whimsy, inner child healing and more have emerged. We don't want a life without magic, because that's what it is, finding bliss in little things, being in awe of the beauty of nature, stopping on your way to work to actually look up at the clouds and breathe out, that's magic. And children have a lot of it in themselves, and now comes the question, where does it go? Well, it's still in you, but it's repressed because you're older now, and that's for children only. At least, that's what society thinks. Doesn't it sound a bit sad? I've seen it when I started doing solo walks. Some people were so surprised that I went, all by myself. They even asked me if I didn't have anybody to come with me. Many of those people have come to the conclusion that they would actually like to try it themselves sometimes. Now, if I bought into their weirded out faces and said nothing, I would lose a lot of joy, because solo walks gives me a lot of peace and calm in my soul. Once again, by being yourself, you inspire others to be themselves too. I truly hope that you will allow yourself to be a bit happier, more joyful, and fully embody yourself, because you deserve it.